Hey everybody, welcome to the video. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I recently added this part. And as you can see, most of the second gray plate is hiding behind this building. And on the left, where I've built the water is so big, it's almost a small lake, and that leaves very little space for me to build a cool campsite or something else. So I'm thinking about changing the water a bit, resizing it, making it maybe a little smaller, and maybe make it swerve a bit, so that with the bricks and stuff that I take away from this, I could make it continue maybe somewhere over here. And then behind this, I'll build something taller, or maybe some big trees for now, something that doesn't need to be in full view. So I'm just gonna take out this plate and work on that a bit. So I'm just gonna start on the back, just have a lot to remove and make it green instead of blue. Okay, I made some adjustments. I made this smaller and it goes right a bit, so there's way more land over here and a small portion over here. This is what it looks like from the side. So this is where I think the hotel is going to go, or maybe it's going to go over here, halfway behind the candy store modular. I am gonna add height here with just bricks and lots of details, especially on the sides of the water. So this is supposed to be higher than the water. So I'm gonna check out how I'm going to fix that, because I do have a lot of the green plates in this size, the 4x4s, but in other sizes I don't have that many. Not enough to give it a proper layer, because I need 2 layers at least to be higher than this. So maybe I'll plate this too. I think that will be the solution. So I think I'm probably, because I wanted to add some details already, but I think the first thing I have to do is add height here and here. So that's what I'm going to do now.
A few moments later.
So first I wanted to fix this, because I thought it was just a bit too wide. And now I'm gonna make the water continue to here in this left corner, and I'm gonna try to add a bit of height over here. I have a feeling this won't be the last time I change my mind in this video. But for now, I think this is a very good idea. So I'm going to make the water go to the corner. And for that, I'm gonna have to break this part down again and rebuild a big part of it again. That's okay. This is kind of what I like and why I'm doing this. And I could edit all my thought process out of it, but I'm gonna bring you guys along with the ride. So I added some height over here and changed a bit around here. Now I'm going to replace these greens over here with the blue. So the water is gonna come from this corner and go this way. So I'm just gonna remove a whole bunch of this in this area and lay out some of these blue plates. Okay, I fixed the sides. I added some height here also, and some extra height here. And now I'm gonna make the water go down like that. So I'm gonna have to add lots of blue plates and figure out if I have to plate this or how I'm going to do that. Okay, so I added a lot of height here in the back, especially over there, and I plated the blue parts all the way through the back. So of course now I'm just gonna have to towel it up a bit, and I'm also gonna try and add a couple of rocks and stuff like that already. And to give the water more movement, just like before, I'm just adding the cheese slopes and the transparent roof tiles and just spreading them around a bit, toweling it up with the rest. And I'm also trying to hide these lime green edges with green slopes and smaller plates and stuff like that. Okay, I added a whole bunch of wedge plates and rounded plates, some slopes, and a bit of rock work. I really don't have any gray bricks, any gray slopes left, I think. Added a bunch of green slopes here and there, and now I'm just gonna add a bunch of small details, like a whole bunch of dots and studs, spread it all around, give it a bit more contrast and a bit more of a nature vibe. I'm really just placing it very randomly. And I'm also already adding a bit of greenery, just a couple of these new parts. I might add some of the older ones in the lighter color also. Just a couple of these around the water's edge here and there. Just a bit of greenery and a couple of these ferns, and it really comes to life. So what do you think? Let's take a look and see how this looks connected to the waterfall. So I'm just gonna slide this over here. There you go. That's why I built it modular. And let's take a closer look. So move this tree around a bit to have a good view, but I think it looks really good. Yep, I like it. Let's put the rest back in place and see what it looks like all together. Yeah, that looks just awesome. I'm really, really happy with the end result. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I've changed my mind again. I am really, really happy with how it looks right now, but I'm running into a couple of problems. I built this for a couple of reasons. First, the camping ground, but I want these guys to be somewhere here, but who would go on a river that ends in a waterfall? So I'm thinking of continuing it over here, somewhere here, and make it go a bit like this. So I'm gonna do that right now. And for that I did destruct or destroy a part of my countryside so that I have more of these larger bricks. Underneath there are a couple others because I'm gonna try and millsplate part of this and even out areas like this. I thought it was cute to give it more of a nature feel, but it's hard to place like a tent or something over there. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm just removing all these uneven parts and millsplate it and use my bricks more efficiently. Okay, I got this whole area millsplated. Just gonna add a couple of these. There you go. And now I'm just gonna open this up and make the water continue a bit over here. There you go. I'm gonna soften this edge later. First, I'm gonna So I'm gonna see how far I'm going to get with mills plating the sides of where I think the water is going to go over here. I had to be creative. I even used some window elements and stuff like that, but it worked. I mills plated the whole sides and most of this gray base plate. I saved you the footage because I think you guys know now how that looks like. I softened the edges of these mills plates with lots of green plates, and I made sure that on the edges where I change height, I use the green bricks so that you see green and not some weird color, because I don't have enough plates and stuff to really cover the edges. You can see the lime green coming through in some areas. That's because I don't have any darker green anymore. So I will cover this up later on with either new green bricks or with foliage and stuff like that. So just like the other base plate and the rest of this small creek, I'm adding all kinds of small details on the sides of the river. Creek. This is more of a creek right now. There you go. Now the water goes two ways to the waterfall and just a small creek. And this creek is perfect for some water action. And this is a lot safer route for the boats than this way. Let's put it all back together. There it is, you guys. I just doubled the size of my city. Half of it is nature. I've built this awesome piece of nature just behind the city, with lots of room left still to build. I think it's awesome. So the water starts there. In the future, I will add more height here. Maybe another waterfall where the water comes down. Maybe just a stream. But that will be far away in the future, because for now, this will be the space that I have. So it turns into a waterfall and a small little creek. And in this creek, we already have two girls having fun. Yeah, pretty cool. I love it. Let me see. I think the tent goes almost anywhere now. Pretty cool. And I probably build a bridge or something here, and the stairs. I think somebody suggested it also in the comments. Great idea. So I think this will be a stairs and maybe a bridge. And I think over here somewhere, and I'm thinking about this, not sure, but there will be a way for cars to get here, because I have this really cute camper that I wanted to use for like ever. So let me grab that one. So this guy deserves a spot in here somewhere. Finally, it's just been in storage forever. So I'm gonna find a nice spot, but also find a way for the car to actually get there. So there will be a road, I think, in the near future. But yeah, this is it for now. A pretty big build for one video. Changed my mind many times, and I probably will a couple of times in the future. But hey, I think this looks really good. And once I added this, also fill in the gaps and do other stuff. But I don't want to build it all too fast. I really want to enjoy the process. Take my time and designing it just like my dream. And it's slowly really shaping up the way I want it to. So I'm really, really, really happy when I look at this. If you like this too, then leave a like. And I want to thank you guys for watching. This video is about 15 minutes long almost, so thank you for watching this and coming along my Lego adventures. Hope to see you in the next video. Hit that like button or subscribe to stay updated on everything I'm building here. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.